Hey everybody, welcome back to my Unprocessed life. Today is going to be more processed than normal. Probably only one video today because I've got some things happening, so probably only one video today. However, I wanted to touch base. I know that we had discussed over the weekend, or discussed last Friday, that over the weekend, Stark Raving Raw and I were going to get together and talk about diet plans and what we wanted to do going forward and so forth. So we did. We went and got all of the books that we've read and sat down and we talked about the differences and the similarities. And one of the things that I found, and I've been thinking about this for a little while, although I hadn't officially really verbalized it until this weekend when we were having our discussion, is that there's a lot of really good information out there on healthy eating, healthy lifestyles, and so forth. Everything from the China study to the Engine 2 diet to Dr. Neil Barnard, I hope I'm saying that right, to the starch solution and the 80-10-10. There seems to be a lot of good information out there, but in some ways it seems to they try to contradict each other to some degree. And so we were thinking about what's the same. Well, these, even though there are some major differences between the grain eaters and the non-grain eaters, the raw foodists and the cooked foodists, and instead of looking at the differences, which seem to just be confusing, it seems like it's a fight, right? It seems like it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm either on this side or I'm on this side. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of common ground, and even when you get those folks together, it seems like it's really tough to be able to come to a consensus of any sort. So one of the challenges is, how do you know what's right and what's wrong without just, planting your flag in one of the methodologies and saying, hey, this is now what I believe. I believe that raw food is the only way to go. I believe that starch solution is the only way to go. I believe, it becomes not only confusing and challenging, but it also becomes incredibly divisive, and it pushes people apart more than together. And that's a challenge for me, because I think that hopefully there's a way to find optimal health without alienating everybody in the whole world except for you. It becomes more like a religion than it does about, how am I going to be healthy? That's why I started eating plant-based 4 years ago, was I wanted to be healthier. Now, we've gone through a lot of different methodologies in that time frame, and when we started out, I did real well. I lost some weight and my numbers were good, and then we changed up and did some other things, and I gained the weight back and went pure junk food vegan, and now here I am 4 years later, and I don't, other than my blood work, which is much better now, other than that, I'm still the same weight. I haven't really gained the health that I wanted to, and so I had to try to figure out what was the common thread in all of this. It's not calorie counting, because some people think that counting calories is bad. Some people think that it's necessary. Some people think that, you eat intuitively. Some people, it's all over the board. So who do you trust, And so what I wanted to do, instead of looking at all the differences between all of the plant-based processes out there, I wanted to look at what's the same. What are the similarities? And the one thing that always stands out every single time, and it doesn't matter really, it is almost always, as far as the doctors and the raw foodists and so forth. There's some literature that contradicts it, but in the main, the similarity between all of them, low fat. It's low fat. High carb, low fat. And plant-based, high carb, low fat. So after going through all the books again and talking about the philosophies and what we've read and what we've learned, we decided that that's what I was going to do. I've seen a lot of really great results. I've got to get this weight off. And I know that the raw food was doing it for me for about a week, but it is really restrictive. And it's not that I'm saying raw food's bad, because I think it's great. And I think for healing, it's really great. And I think that at some point, I'm going to move closer and closer and closer to that. However, at the moment, I feel like I need to get control of my life. And I need to get control of my eating. And the best way to do that for me right now is through a high carb, low fat, vegan diet with some cooked food. I completely agree that cooked food is an addiction. And I would love to be able to break that addiction. I've had zero luck with it thus far. But I have to do something about my weight. And I feel like the success that I've seen with a lot of the high carb, low fat programs, like the like the Dr. Bernard and the Starch Solution, those programs seem to have a lot of success in dropping weight and fixing blood work as well. So it also allows me to not have to focus so much on dealing with the withdrawals and the addiction piece. It lets me deal with the getting healthy piece. And that is what I'm shooting for at the moment. Now, if there's any raw foodists out there, please don't get upset. I'm not saying that I don't believe in raw food. I do. But I can tell you this, that I've tried to live a raw food lifestyle a number of times over the years, and I haven't been able to accomplish it yet. And I haven't figured out what the way to do that for me. And eventually I will. Eventually I will conquer the addiction. But right now, this is very similar to the heroin addict taking methadone to try to get better. And that's kind of where I'm at. So what we've decided to do is to go ahead and because I'm pre-diabetic, I'm going to be following a lot of the philosophy from Dr. Neil Barnard's not 21 Days Kickstart, but his Reversing Diabetes book. And so I'm still going to eat my fresh fruits and vegetables and so forth, but I'm also going to eat I'm going to have some staples of cooked foods and so forth that are prepared without oil and so forth. So that is what I'm going to be doing going forward. So my life is going to be a little bit more processed. It's not going to have as much raw food in it to begin with, but I'm not getting rid of the raw food because it's important. The greens are important. The raw food is important. It absolutely is. And it's going to be a major part of what I do. The fruit and the vegetables and so forth, I'm still going to have those. I'm just going to be also doing some more cooked foods. Very similar to what Mr. and Mrs. Vegan do in regards to their whole starch low fat. It always kind of comes back to the low fat piece. And I know today's video is a little bit longer, and that's because I'm not going to be doing a video this afternoon. But I wanted to update you. I wanted to let you know where I was going, why I was going there, and what the motivating factors were. And I feel really good about this because I feel like I kind of found the common thread among all of them to kind of bring it together, because there's so many good philosophies out there, and so many of those philosophies help people, and you can tell by the results that are out there, whether it's Freely and Durian and what they're doing, or whether it's High Carb Hannah and what she's doing, or whether whether it's Fully Raw Christina. There are lots of people that find lots of really great results. So it seems to me that the keys are pretty simple: plant-based, no oils and fats, and eat as much raw food as you can, but also make sure that you're getting the nutrients you need and you're eating the things that you need to do. And instead of making what you eat a religion, with the exception of not being cruel, no cruelty-free type of food, with that exception, don't worry about the other stuff. Try to make sure that you're able to find the way to heal your body that you're going to be able to do. And if I could have, I've tried for a long time to be raw, and if I could have made raw eating the winner, I would have by now, but I'm not doing it. For whatever reason, I'm not doing it, whether it's a lack of discipline or whatever the case may be. I haven't done it, and I've tried it a lot. When I first started vlogging, with a time to change video over on Stark Raving Raw. And I was trying to do complete raw stuff, and you know what? After trying and failing, I eventually just realized, I've got to do something that works. I can't do something that's not working. Now, for me, I'm not saying that it doesn't work, and please don't take that the wrong way. I'm saying that it didn't work for me. For whatever my flaws may be, whatever my challenges are, I haven't been able to figure out a way to overcome them. And so now I'm trying to find a way to heal myself, and that's the most important thing. And I feel like this is a good start. And if nothing else, by losing weight, I'm going to decrease my blood pressure. I'm going to get rid of my hypertension, and then I can focus on more deep cleaning and more cleaning up the body than what I would do maybe with cooked foods or the starch solution or things like that. But for me, it's got to be a process, and the process is beginning here. I've tried to jump to the end of the process, and it just isn't working. So now I'm going to start here, and this is where I'm going to go. And I invite you to come along with me. I'm still going to post on my Instagram account. You can reach me there at myunprocessed.life. I still am going to share, what I'm doing, and every day, nothing's changing except for I'm going to have some more cooked foods, and it's not going to be as raw as what it's been. Does that mean that I'm not going to do green juices or smoothie? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means that I'm going to follow some of the philosophies that I think are going to help me get to where I need to go. And if I'm not able to run at this moment, I'm going to walk. And if I'm not able to walk, I'm going to crawl. But I'm going to try to make the progress that I have to make sure that I live longer. And that's what I'm doing in my unprocessed life. If you want to email me directly, you can. myunprocessedlife@gmail.com. I love comments. You can always leave those down below. If you like my videos, make sure you click the thumbs up button. Give me some Google love. If you want to know when new videos come out, make sure you click the subscribe button. Otherwise, you'll just be hit or miss. Once again, I want to say thank you for spending time with me. It means a lot. I really appreciate it, and I hope that it's meant as much to you as it has to me to be able to spend time together. And I know your time is valuable, and there's lots of things you could be doing with it. So just want to say thank you. Thank you for letting me spend time with you and listening to me and being there for me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So until next time, y'all have a really great day, and I will talk to you again real soon on My Unprocessed Life.